Vivian speaking more about city life.
关注房子，关注城市，更关注生活。
I will see you every Wednesday night.
国际生活家直播采访秀 Vivian speaking， 每周3晚7点半，不见不散。
Good evening, and this is Vivian speaking. And tonight it's my honor to have Mark Curtis with us tonight. And he is a customer service manager for international airline. And our topic is castle in the sky. Why we call it castle in the sky? We're gonna talk about it later. But first, how about let's know something about Mark. So.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, and hope you enjoy your next 45 minutes here.
Thank you.
Okay, so Mark, so where you come from?
I'm originally from an area called Essex, which is about 30 miles outside London, although now my main home is in the centre of London.
Okay, so how about let's say the views from your house? Okay, from your apartment, right?
My apartment, the best part of my apartment is the view. I'm on the 20th floor and I look out over the whole of London. I find it so relaxing to just sit on the balcony and watch the view, watch the sunset. We get some beautiful sunsets in that direction.
Okay, 导播给我们切下那张照片。Okay, so that's the sunset?
That's the sunset from my apartment, yeah. It's really beautiful.
Wow. So it's going to be very high. I mean, very...
on the 20th floor.
20th floor.
Yeah.
Okay. It's very nice, right? So why, is that in the center of the...
Just to the east of the centre. So if you pan slightly to the left of that picture, you would actually see all the high-rise buildings in London, in the city of London.
Okay.
It's about a 15-minute walk from the centre of London.
Wow, very good, very nice. Okay, and this is your first time to be in Tianjin?
I have been here once before. We came here for a weekend to discover the place. And I was sick and spent most of the time in the hotel bed.
Okay.
Our fabulous evening meal out was pizza and takeaway pizza and movies on the TV.
Yeah, but this time and this afternoon we've been go to the Dadao area. So do you like it?
Really liked it. Yes, there's a real contrast between Beijing and here. Beijing is a very busy city. Here it seems much more relaxed. The air is cleaner, less traffic. Lots of trees, very, very nice.
So actually that's my next question, the difference between the Beijing and the Tianjin. And so actually you've been in Beijing so for a couple of days, right? Every month, right? Yeah,
so my husband was transferred here, so we arranged for me to come for 1 week every month. So I've spent a week in Beijing every month for the last 2.5 years. So I've got to know it quite well. And it's like London, it's a very busy city, very busy. Everything's on full speed ahead. And coming here, it's quite nice. It's sort of slowed down. It's like someone's pressed the pause button.
Wow, press the pause button. Okay, I'm gonna do some Chinese part. 那就是在中文部分哈，我这块也是来解释一下。今天晚上呢，我来采访的这位嘉宾呢，他是某国际航空公司的就是客户服务经理。那么这个什么概念呢？除了机长之外，那么他是来整体的，就是来管理所有的就是机舱部分。那这样的话呢，他一会儿会告诉我们很多有趣的一些故事。那他的名字是叫 Mark Curtis 然后他的怎么说呢？但是他这是第2次来到天津。当他说到天津和北京的区别的时候呢，他也会觉得天津比北京来讲的话是更加的放松轻松。然后他用了一个比喻，就好像到了天津以后，就像一下摁住了那个暂停键他觉得天津这个城市给他是非常舒服的一个感觉。那下面呢，那我们就要看看，因为他毕竟做了10年的这个工作，那他也会飞到各种城市。那么我们要看一下，Mark 他 之前去过哪些非常有意思的地方。So let's move to the next part. So because you've been doing this work for 10 years.
10 years for my present company, but 16 years for another one before
16
then.
years
So
for-
26 years ago, I
Wow.
started flying.
Okay. So for this 26 years, you must have been several places in the world, right?
Too many to count. Too many. Almost everywhere I want to go, but not everywhere yet. But yes, lots of places, lots of very interesting places, discovering different cultures. It's been a very interesting 26 years.
Okay. So let's look at where he has been. 导播给我们放一下照片。Okay.
So the Great Wall of China. I went up to a bit that is officially closed. But it's amazing because you're on your own, you're on the Great Wall of China, just you and the wall, and not 2,000 other people. It was quite a moving experience. It's a fantastic construction. The thought of that being built all those years ago, so many people must have sacrificed a lot for it to be built.
OK，他这是刚才那张照片，是他去到了长城。那从那张照片呢，大家也可以看得到，就是说基本上没有什么人，因为他也是从一个就是独辟蹊径的一条道上，然后有一个比较特殊的一个景色。So actually, there's not a lot of people around because you go a very special pace, right?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Okay. So how about let's move to another? Yeah.
Chengdu, I went to see the pandas. That was superb. It was a really amazing experience to see the little tiny babies and how they look after them and how they grow.
They were very naughty.
Yeah, they look very mischievous little children, and then you see the big ones. They're just big and cuddly. It'd be lovely to cuddle one for real, I think.
Yeah.
But it was a really, it was the only time I've been to Chengdu, so I'm really pleased that I'd made the trip to see the pandas.
OK，对，大家可以看得很清楚哈，这是在成都，他也讲到他看到那些就是那些熊猫他很开心，而且那些熊猫也是非常的淘气。OK，how about let's say the next one. So where is it?
This is Ibiza in Spain, my favourite place.
Your favourite place?
Favourite place in the whole world. And this is actually a holiday. The good benefit about my job is I get cheap flights, so I can go on holiday quite a lot. And that is a very special place to relax. There's something for everybody there. It's a beautiful island. That particular in the background is called Esvedra. It's a rock that's supposed to have magical powers. Very, very peaceful place.
So how many times you have been this place?
I would say 50 times.
50?
Probably yeah, probably
15
no, 50, probably 4 or 5 times a year for over 10 years.
Wow, that's a real 50.
I lived there for a year and a half, so I have lots of friends there. I also have a little godson there who's...
Can you speak Spanish?
Un poco. No muy bien, not very well. But yes, I can just about speak Spanish. It helps on flights sometimes.
大家能想象到他去刚才那个景点多少次了吗？50次，基本上每年他会去5次。来，导播再给我们切一下那张图，好吧？对，那所以说他刚才提到一个很有意思点呢，就是说，因为他这工作关系呢，他也会在世界上来游玩啊，或者说去各个城市，他也可以得到相对就是不能说免费的机票，那会相对价格非常合适的一个机票。So how about next one? Oh, so
This is somewhere I want to go. This is one of the few places in the world that I want to go and I haven't had chance to go to. The Taj Mahal in India.
That's one of the place, right? So what else besides this?
I'd like to go and see the Terracotta Army in Xi'an. Xi'an. And the Grand Canyon. I've been to Las Vegas lots of time, which is very close, but I've never got to the Grand Canyon, and I think I'd really love to see that. And the Iguazu Falls in South America. They look amazing. I'd like to go and see those. So there's still places, although I've been to lots of places, there's still places I want to go to.
Yes. OK， So that's one is Xi'an.
Xi'an, yeah.
I think this place that you need to go, just like what I told you. Lots of foreigners told me that when they go there, they found out that Xi'an is the place that China should be.
Right.
You know? Yes.
Yeah, more traditional rather than just another modern city.
Because all the architecture in the city, looks like you're back to the Asian times. Yeah. So it's very interesting.
I want to go there.
All right, so.
These are the waterfalls in South America that I
wow.
want to go. There's 4 countries that join their borders all in the same place. It's supposed to be absolutely spectacular. Friend of mine who I fly with, she's been there and she said it's amazing. So that's on my wish list as well.
那刚才我们看到了最后的4幅图片呢，是 Mark 呢，因为他去了世界太多的国家，但是他仍然有4个地方他非常想到达，那就是刚才我们导播给我们切换的4张照片。那有印度，其中还包括我们的就是中国西安啊，还有那个大瀑布。Okay, so let's move to our topic. Actually, our topic is the castle in the sky. You know why I call it a castle?
Why? Because up there I'm isolated. We've pulled the drawbridge up, we've closed the doors. It's just us in that little castle in the sky. And I'm in charge.
Yeah, you are charged and you just like the master of the castle, right?
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
you do, right? Beside the captain, right? And you in charge of everything, right?
In the cabin, so the captain's at the front flying. After that, I'm in charge of all the passengers, their well-being, their wants, their needs, their requests, and anything else that occurs.
So how many classes? I mean,
on a usual flight, we have 4. So you've got first class, then business class, premium economy, and economy.
Economy. OK. 那刚才也提到了哈，因为就是说我们这个主题叫Castle in the Sky。那么为什么我管它这个名字叫 Castle 呢？为什么叫城堡呢？其实当飞机门关上的那一瞬间，真的就像这个城堡的门关上。而且呢，那 Mark 来讲的话，他就是说这个城堡的主人了。因为在整个飞机上，除了机长，那么他就是来负责整个这个机舱的一些状况。那这块我刚才也提到一个最基本的问题啊。那么作为一个机舱里，它会分几个档次。所谓的档次哈，我们平常都会说经济舱，那么有头等舱，然后商务舱，然后还有一个叫 Premium Economy, right?
Premium economy.
Okay, and 最后一个呢就是说经济舱。Okay, so actually I have a question that because we have that 4 classes and you got the crew, so how can you balance all the customers?
Okay, so when we start the flight, I have a pre-flight briefing where I sit down with my crew, I meet my crew. It's such a big company that quite often you've not flown with them before. I am supplied with some information about them before the flight, so I can look at those that are trained to work in first class, those that are trained to work in business class. And then I try to get a spread of experience so that you've got someone experienced in each cabin. Because although I'm in total control and I run the business class cabin, I can't be in all cabins at once. So I need someone that I can rely on to look after that cabin until such time as either I'm needed or I go down. I always ask people where they'd like to work on the plane. And if I can give them the positions they want, that makes them happier, and happy crew make happy passengers.
Yes.
And they are employed because they're good with people, and they are good with people.
Does any crew? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
does any crews just want to serve the first class?
Yes, some of them prefer first class. Having said that, it can be just as hard work as working in economy. The first class service is like a silver service restaurant. Everything is laid with a tablecloth. Your knife, your fork, your spoon are all laid out for you. So it's a very detailed service. Some people really excel in first class. I also manage some people on the ground, and one of the girls that I manage is superb. She's found her way in life in first class. She gets so many complimentary letters. She knows just how to handle the passengers because your interaction with the passengers is a lot more intense in first class because you've got 3 crew to just 14 passengers. So there's a lot more talking, there's a lot more service.
Normally, first class just have 14, right?
Yes.
Customers, right?
Yes. And so it's not just a quick or a quicker hello, what would you like to eat, as it is in economy. In first class, it's a real service.
It's kind of one-to-one, right?
Almost, yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. You get to know your customers, you talk to them, you have conversations with them if they want to. And that's another good way of good cabin crewing is being able to judge whether a passenger wants to talk to you or not. If you start talking to them and they don't pause the movie, they don't want to talk to you.
Oh, that's a hint, right?
If they pause the movie, they're ready for a conversation.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's interesting. Okay, so yes, okay, so continue our topic. The topic is we have the 4 classes.
Okay, so at the beginning of the flight, I will go round in the first class cabin and introduce myself personally to all the first class passengers and make conversation with them, see if they have any special needs during the flight, which I'll pass on to the first class crew. I will then go and work in the business class cabin. So the business class passengers will get to know me. I have a slightly different uniform to everybody else, so they know that I'm the one in charge. And then on at least an hourly basis, I will go down to the economy cabins.
Finally.
And again, talk to passengers down there when I have time, check with the crew to make sure everything is okay down there. And just make sure there's a constant smooth running in all the cabins and if it's possible to satisfy everybody's wants.
Yes, okay. So Mark, so how you, because actually, you know, it's on the plane but it's still kind of a customer service job, right?
Oh, it's a total customer service job.
Yeah, but you know, compared to the customer service job on the ground, how can you tell the differences?
There's a big difference because when you're up there in a plane and the doors are closed, it's just you. It's just you and the passengers. There's no doctors, there's no plumbers, there's no nurses, there's no policemen. You have to deal with the problems yourself and sort the problems out yourself. And most of the time we can manage to do so. And that's where most crew, or most people see crew as us smiling, serving tea and coffee. But that's probably about 10% of our training. The rest of our training is safety, how to evacuate a plane in an emergency, how to put out a fire on board. Most of our training we never use, hopefully.
Yes, hopefully. 那这样啊，就是刚才我们在说到这个整个机舱，它是有4个，那不同的就是怎么说呢？就是那个就是客舱嘛，对吧？头等舱各方面，那它怎么做到一个很好的一个，就是对所有的一个客户的一个 balance， 就是这个平衡，这很好的一个服务。那在这边呢，他也是提到了，那么可能就是他每次对于 how many crews you have? Each time.
It depends on the size of the aircraft,
Okay.
But on an aircraft for long-haul flights, it would vary between 11 and 14.
11 to 14。那一般呢，它会有就是11到就是14个这样的怎么说呢，空姐呀或空客的这样的一个团队。那么他会提前跟大家来进行沟通，你是想进行比如你是想服务于经济舱，你还是想服务于那个怎么说呢，头等舱？那么他觉得一个很好的一个结论，我觉得是happier service to the happier customers, right?
Well, yes.
What did you say just now?
Everybody is a special customer. If you're a multi-millionaire and you spend £10,000 on a flight and you fly every month, it's a normal thing. If you're a shop worker and you've spent £500 on a flight and you fly once every 5 years, that day out is more special to you than possibly the passenger in first class. And that's something you have to take in consideration, that as a percentage of their income or their spendable income, the people in economy have possibly given more for that flight than someone in first class. There is a more one-to-one service in first class because you have more staff, and it is a more elaborate service. But we like to think that everybody gets treated specially.
Yes, OK. 那其实刚才一直也是被不同的形式所打断哈。那么就是当他还是说在这个服务的时候来讲，那么作为一个地面，因为毕竟作为空客来讲的话，其实它是一个服务，但是相对于咱们地面的一些服务来讲，他觉得最大的区别还是他作为空客来讲，那么飞机起飞那一瞬间，其实就是把客舱关闭的那一瞬间，那么所有的事情他都得需要自己，包括他这个团队来处理。那所以说他觉得这个是这个服务的一个很就是怎么说呢，区别于其他服务业的一个很重要的一个点。那么刚才我也提到一个问题，会不会有就是那我们的有些空姐啊或空客他只想服务于头等舱，他说这种情况肯定会有的，但是呢他也会相对应的去处理，因为有的人确实他找到了就是说服务于这些头等舱客户的一些很重要的一些技巧啊，或者各方面，因为你要很清晰的知道这些客群，因为一般在头等舱里可能只有17个客户，那么针对于这17个客户来讲，一般是进行1对1的这样服务，那么你要很清楚的知道他们什么时候想去交谈，什么时候不想去交谈。那对于他来讲呢，对于 Mark 来讲的话，他的经验就是说，当他不看所谓的电影啊，各方面的就是不看这些就是电子系统的时候，那可能就是他想交流的一些时间。所以说所以说作为我在跟他沟通中呢，我会感觉到一些很有意思的事情。那下一步呢，那我可能就会问 Mark 一些在过程中，毕竟他做了26年了，在这26年里面有哪些特别有意思或者是难以忘记的故事。Okay, so let's move to the story part because you've been doing this. You told us you've been doing this.
Too many years.
Yeah, 26 years, right?
Yes.
But you must have got something unforgettable, right? Maybe something the most dangerous things happens, right?
Yeah.
Or something unforgettable. So how about let's look at a picture.
Okay.
This one.
This is the picture at the start of the day from probably one of the most rewarding days' work I've ever done working for an airline, including Minnie Mouse. She is one of the trained crew. But this was a charity flight for sick, disabled and terminally ill children.
60.
Sick, as in not well. But there was about, yes, you're right, there was about 60 of them on board. They each came with a carer, one parent. We were taking them to Finland, where they have a Christmas land, let's say. They get to meet Father Christmas. They get to go see reindeers, play in the snow, go on sledges on frozen lakes.
Yeah.
It's an amazing day out for in some cases, desperately sick children. So it's a very long day. We started at 6 in the morning and finished at midnight. Now, when crew work a long day like that, to make it legal, we have to have a break in the middle. So a hotel was provided. My crew on the way out were so moved by these children that we decided to forego our rest and help out. And help out children on wheelchairs on frozen lakes and lifting little boys onto reindeers. It was definitely the most rewarding day. These kids absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. And the most moving point of all was on the journey back, the organiser came up to us and he thanked me very much for the actions of all my crew and all the help we'd given. And his parting line was that it means a lot to these children because for a lot of them this will be their last Christmas because so they are terminally ill and will possibly die before next Christmas.
Wow, so they are not only disabled, they may be sick, right?
Yes, yeah, with cancer or other issues. But it was the most one of the longest days I've done, but definitely the most rewarding, and all the crew felt the same about it.
And I wonder, during this long journey that because they are a disabled person and the kids, so is there any, not convenient things happen, how
you have to improvise because we have rules and regulations, but when you've got that many disabled people on the plane, you have to bend the rules. And you have things that crop up that you hadn't think of. A lady came up to me and said to me, I need to change my son's diaper. And I said, we have baby changing tables in all the toilets. And she said, he's 9 years old.
9.
But because of his disability,
big boy, right?
And so we had to think, right, how do we do this so that he gets the privacy he needs to have it done? So blanket on the galley floor, curtain round, and it was achieved. But the whole day was spent sort of thinking of solutions to problems like that. But it was all worthwhile.
我听完了，简直真是就是心里特别的感动。这也是他觉得这么多年他就是怎么说呢？他也是难以忘记的一次旅程。这次在飞行过程中呢，他们带了60位残疾的孩子。那么他们去哪儿呢？去了芬兰的，就是怎么说呢？就圣诞老人的家，带他们去那边玩。因为这个旅程对于这些孩子来的难忘程度，可能大家是没法想象的。因为这些孩子可能明年的圣诞节就是他们最后一年的圣诞节，所以说这样的就是怎么说呢？所以他们作为这个整个乘务人员来讲的话，他们的心情其实是特别的，只能说沉重，他们也会尽力而为。那么对于这些孩子来讲，他们也是怎么说因为飞机上会有很多的制度，但是为了这些孩子，他们也是破例了去做了一些事情。比如说他刚才提到的一个事情哈，就是说在过程中有一个女士也是来找到他，她说要给孩子来换尿布。他说 OK 啊，你要换尿布你就去卫生间来换嘛。但是他说因为我的孩子已经9岁了所以当时所有人都会怎么办呢？就说这个事儿怎么样？那最后他们只能是在一个就是有所谓帘儿的地方把那个帘子挂上，然后给孩子提供了这样一个环境。所以真的是一个非常难忘的一个旅行。So actually I'm very moved. So this is a moving
it was a moving
story.
day. It was a moving day.
Yeah, it's a moving story. So besides this kind of moving story, do you have something very exciting?
Exciting, yes. I suppose you could call it exciting. There was a flight when I was working for my previous airline. We were flying back from Geneva to London, which is not a particularly long flight, about just over an hour. One of the crew came up to me and said that they could smell burning in the cabin. Now, fire in an aircraft is very dangerous. There's nowhere to let the smoke out because you can't open a window. And most of the interior of a plane is made of plastic, which when it burns will give off toxic fumes. So any signs of fire, you have to act quickly. You have to get to it. But the last thing you want is panic in a plane, 250 people running around in a space not big enough for it. So it's a matter of remaining calm and then following the training. So we went down to where she felt she could smell it. And yes, we could smell burning. It was in the upper part of the cabin. So we started looking, feeling the outside of the stowages to see whether they were hot. Because obviously if they're hot, that means the fire's inside.
Yeah.
And we can spray some fire extinguishant inside. But there was no heat. We opened them gently, not to let too much oxygen in, and in case there was a fire. Still nothing. Emptied them out. Still nothing.
So where is it?
So I stood on the seats, looked up, and above the stowages were some lighting tubes.
Okay.
And this was some water from condensation dripping onto the fixing for the light.
Wow.
And each time it dripped, there was a spark, and the sparks were becoming flames, and you could see that it was starting to melt the ceiling. So we'd got the start of something that could be horrific. But my crew had followed their firefighting procedures. I had so many fire extinguishers around me, it was untrue. So I fired the fire extinguisher, which should cut out the oxygen from the fire, which would stop it burning. But because it was such a big open space, the flame just appeared through the smoke from the fire
Okay.
extinguisher.
So what do you do finally?
Take a deep breath. And then we just turned off the electricity.
Oh,
I
that's a
instructed
good
one of the
idea.
crew to turn off the
Yeah.
electricity. You cut out the fuel that's going to the fire, and it went out. 30 minutes later, we landed.
Wow.
And the crew acted so well and so calmly
What a relief, right?
that half the passengers didn't even realise that they'd come so close to something that could have been very scary. And yeah, I had a good drink after that to calm my nerves. It's funny, I didn't get nervous
You
at the
deserve
time.
it.
We went through it all, and it's after you've landed and you do think, wow, that could have been serious.
I think that's very dangerous if you handle the wrong way, or if you handle it later, maybe everything changed,
exactly. If you ignored it, or you were slower to react, once that burning had taken hold, burning plastic burns very quickly, gives off toxic fumes, and they reckon that if a plane fills with toxic fumes, you would live for about 90 seconds.
Okay.
You'd swallow the fumes, and that would be it.
Wow. 啊，大家可以从我的表情能够看到，这真的是特别紧张的时刻。这也是他觉得在26年里，他在整个这个飞行的过程中经历最紧张的一个事情，就是说在飞机上他就是发现了一个火苗就是因为这个在飞机上是非常恐怖的。他刚才之前也提到了，他们其实在他们的就是培训过程中，大家觉得哎可能是空姐啊、空乘，更多的培训是怎么倒咖啡啊，各方面其实不是，他们60%的时间都在教大家 safety， 就是说怎么来做到飞机上的一个安全。那么当然他们希望这些的训练不要在实际中应用，但是这次他真的用到了，因为这个事儿呢是很难去找，就是这个怎么说呢？这个着火点，因为在飞机上太多的乘客，而且是太多的地方。但是他们是有个人呢，是先是闻到了有烧焦的味道，然后就找到他。首先他们做的是非常冷静，去寻找这个火源的地方。他会试图看看这个抽屉，比如他觉得可能这个是从抽屉那边发出来的，那他会很小心翼翼的打开这个抽屉，因为如果打开太大的话呢，氧气进入的话，那这个火它可能会怎么说？它会咵一下，它就立马会就是着起来，所以说他会很小心翼翼来做这件事儿。但是发现抽屉里并没有着火，那他就再去找其他的地方。最后呢，他是在其实我们平常放行李的那个架子的上面是有水滴，那么因为就是飞机的内外温差很大，所以说它会有一些水蒸气滴到了那个就是在灯的那块有个灯上，那这样的话造成的那种就是火苗的闪现，因为它总在闪，那这样的火苗就是所有的这种怎么说呢？它就会把飞机上那块的塑料呢是有些点燃，大概是这个意思。那最后呢，他把这个问题很好处理了，而且呢，飞机上大部分人没有意识到这个问题，也没有意识到这个就很可能会造成的一个结果。所以说，我觉得真的他们真的很冷静，很冷静。就是 how I feel that you must be very calm. You know,
you do. It's quite surprising that all your training comes in. You remember all your training, and we have very strict procedures to follow in that training, and you follow them.
Yeah.
And you find that you're doing it almost automatically as you were trained, and so you don't actually think what could happen. You just deal with what's happening at the time.
Wow.
And I think that keeps you calm. As I say, it's afterwards that you think, wow.
Yeah. So every customer service manager for, the airline need to have this kind of a calm, right?
You have to keep calm, yes. Losing your calm will get you nowhere with lots of situations.
Okay.
And most problems are easier to deal with if you stay calm.
Okay.
And so that's the way I am.
Yeah. So have you been some, situation that you need to rush or you need to run
Okay, yeah.
in the cabin?
There was one situation where I really was against time. We were sitting in our seats, ready for takeoff, and a passenger pressed the call bell, and you think, really, now? We're just about to take off? Then they pressed it again, and then a third time.
Okay.
Now, in my thinking...
This must be emergency?
Yeah, exactly. One time, not important. Twice, important. 3 times, something very important. So I took the decision, despite the fact we were about to take off, to quickly go down to find out what was wrong.
So what happened?
As I approached the lady, she said, my husband's having a heart attack.
Wow.
At which point I could hear the engines increasing, ready for takeoff, and that's when I did run. I ran up that cabin so fast, and it was in the old days before the flight deck door was locked, and I burst in and just said, stop. I said, I think we've got a medical emergency, I'll come back to you. So I went back, by which time a colleague was looking at the guy. He'd diagnosed that he thought it was a heart attack. We returned to the airport, an ambulance took the guy off, and 3 months later I got a thank you letter from the gentleman. The hospital had told him that the G-force of takeoff would have put extra strain on his heart and killed him.
Wow.
So I had in effect saved his life.
Okay. Yeah, definitely you have saved his life. Yeah.
So it was worth running up the cabin.
Oh, okay. So that's the only time, right?
I think that will be the only time I have run in an aircraft, yeah.
OK， 我们刚才在就是听到他第二故事的时候，我们能感觉到他在遇到问题那种处理问题的那种，怎么说呢？是非常的calm， 非常的用中文就是还是非常的，就是能够在关键的时刻，他还能够很安静的来去处理这些事情。那这个呢，也是作为一个 manager 的一个需要的一个 quality， 是需要的一个特征。那所以说呢，但是我刚就问他有没有你在飞机上跑过与时间竞争这样去跑过的一些事情。他说当然有。他说有一次呢，他是有一个乘客，他是心脏病。那当时呢，正好是飞机起飞的时候，他摁了340。那么他过去以后呢，他发现这个情况以后，他第一时间冲到了就是机长那边，就是机长那边告诉他必须要停下来。其实这个行为最终，把这位乘客还是给他就是还是救命了，起到了一个救命的作用。那所以说，这是他跟我们讲的第3个故事。Okay, so for the next, maybe we have 10 minutes left. So now I need to invite my, Lin to come to the studio, and because I think it must be some audience that have some questions.
Yeah, great.
Okay. So yes. But also I have one question that I think lots of people want to upgrading. Right?
Yeah.
So do they have some very funny excuses?
I think I've heard just about everything. The reasons for being upgraded. My dog died. It's a long flight. Yes, it's a long flight for everybody. It's my birthday. So if it's your birthday, can I just see your passport and check your date of birth? Usually they change their mind about it being their birthday. Genuine people that really upset, and sometimes you will upgrade because people are usually it's not them that ask for the upgrade, it's someone on their behalf. They're going home because their mother's died, so they're upset, or they've just had a surgery, or it is their honeymoon or something. But yeah.
So what do you do? I mean, in these circumstances?
I very rarely upgrade, very rarely. Occasionally, I feel it's justified, and I feel it's something that we give back to our passengers. I had a customer, 92 years old. She'd been seated in economy. She always travelled in economy. She'd been travelling all her life and only ever travelled in economy. She was... had a bladder problem, needed to be close to the toilet, and she hadn't been sat close to the toilet. By the time she got to her seat, she was in tears. I spoke to the captain about it. And we moved her all the way to the front. She then explained that this was to be the last flight she was ever going to take in her life because she felt she was too old. She'd been to London to visit her sister. We were taking her back to South Africa. And so she got to spend her last flight in first class. The captain came down to speak to her. She had a photo taken with the captain. That's the sort of upgrade I like to do, someone that really deserves it.
OK， 就是对，这也是我们专门负责问题部分的林对。然后刚才我们在提到一个特别有意思的事儿，就是因为在坐飞机的时候嘛，很多人都想就升舱，特别多的人会提到特别有意思的借口，有的说哎呀不好意思我的狗死了。然后有的说那今天是我的生日，然后 Mark 就说 OK， 那你给我看你的那个护照吧。但看了然后他说哦不是，我的生日是在就是最近，对，就是很多有意思的。那他很少给人升舱，那么其中一次他说也是因为这一位 ，So how old is he? I mean the person that you upgrade.
The lady, she was 92 years old.
92.
She said that her father thought travel was the best form of education. So as a child, she'd flown on some very old planes, obviously, and done some amazing travelling. And then she was English, but she'd met and married a South African.
Okay.
And they'd travelled a lot from South Africa. And she used to come home every couple of years to see her sister in London. But she had decided that she was just too old to do it anymore, and this was to be her last flight.
OK， 唯一他不能说唯一吧，他很少给别人升舱。那么有一次就是说，他为一位女士，这位女士已经92岁了，然后因为这位女士可能这次的旅程可能会是她整个人生的最后一次旅程，所以说最终打动了她，然后打动了机长，给这位女士进行了升舱。所以我们还希望就是我们的观众还是有一个很好的理由来升舱。OK， 那我们看一下有什么问题。
我这边呢也是随时的关注着咱们网友的这些问题，然后呢，在这个当中啊，我先在提问这个问题之前，我简单的就给大家讲一下，有网友会说，都会在这个看着咱们节目当中啊，都会有评论说。空乘是一个特别光鲜的一个工作，我们外界会看起来哇多么的光鲜亮丽，有空姐、帅哥，然后但是呢，他们听完 Mark 所介绍的这些他工作的一些经历啊什么的，觉得特别的也是有同样的压力和风险在里边，也是感觉特别的佩服 Mark。OK， 然后呢有刚刚也说到了，有很多就是 Mark 在介绍，说像那个有一些就是特别难忘的经历和特别就是惊心动魄的一个经历，有没有一些有趣的？特别开心的经历可以给我们分享一下。
Okay, so actually they want to express themselves because before you introduce what happened, in the cabin for this 26 years. Maybe most people thought that for the service, I mean the customer service on the airplane, they always been handsome, the pretty, everything for us, we just be jealous, right? But you always got a lot of things that you need to control, right? So, and besides that kind of, dangerous moving experience, do you have some, funny, stories that you remember?
Now you've got me. I laugh quite a lot at work, so yes, there are some funny a gentleman came on the plane. He'd rushed from security, and as we all know, you have to take your belt off at security. He was holding his baby and trying to get out his boarding card to show me, and his trousers fell down. Because he hadn't put his belt back on. So there he was standing at the front of the plane in front of at least 100 people with his trousers around his ankles. I'm pleased to say he did have some boxer shorts on.
OK， 其实这个事对我来讲我没觉得很好笑，但是对他觉得就可能突然问到了他这个问题，就是可能有一个也是因为他的那个 seat belt 他没有系好，那可能当他拿到什么东西的时候，而且他又在就是又在抱着自己孩子的时候，可能差点会摔倒，他会觉得这个是比较有意思。但是我确实觉得，就是说那个升舱那些理由，我会觉得很有意思。Actually, for me, it's I think some excuses for the upgrading is very funny. Right?
Oh, yeah. As I say, my dog has died. And I'm very sympathetic to the fact that your dog has died, but that doesn't entitle you to a seat that probably costs £3,000 more than the seat that you paid for.
Okay.
When you're upgrading, you have to look at the fact that there are people in that cabin that have paid a lot of money to be there. Is it fair for someone else to sit in there and pay hardly anything?
Yeah.
So you're sort of protecting those passengers that have paid to be there.
对，他还是讲到那个就是在升舱的这个过程中，有的人他会说我的狗死了，然后后来那 Mark 就会说，那然后呢？对，他还是觉得，因为有人既然做到了，就是比如说商务舱各方面，他们毕竟花了那些钱，所以说还是要保护这些客户的一些权益。
好嘞。然后呢，我们的网友更多的问题啊，都集中在就是对 Mark 的这个点赞上面。
哇哦，
对，然后他们都会说，我真的是就是每一个故事背后，就是刚刚有说啊，就是咱们很惊心动魄呀，还有一些很难忘的回忆的，都是有一些就是要很冷静的去对待，
对，
也是给我们很多网友很多启发，也很多知道了，就是在这个空乘里边还有这么多的故事。对
，Okay, so they still be moved by the story that you've been told, and lots of people just sum up, you know.
Oh, okay,
you.
that's good. Yeah.
Okay, so no more question.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this is today's Vivian speaking, and so did you enjoy it?
I did indeed. Yes.
So,
Thank you.
So right now you're not nervous, right?
No, because it's over now.
Okay, all right. So actually, this is today's Vivian speaking, and we've been talking about lots of stories happened on the airline. I mean, in the air, right?
Yes.
So okay, so I think tonight is belong to the Mark. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Again, and thank you, Lynn. So we will see you next Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.